this story is more than just about me. It's more than Kneecap. This is a story about Palestine.
I hate Netanyahu.
We have to defend free speech and freedom of protest.
We will not stand idly by and allow this man and others to be prosecuted without the clear understanding that we do not stand for genocide.
Any people actually protesting what the government are actually doing, are in danger of being treated as terrorists.
Tell me about the sign that you've got here.
Well, I hate Netanyahu, and I decided I wanted something quite strong, and I think fuck you is pretty appropriate. I'd like to go harder, but I don't think the police will allow it.
Well, you can see from the background and the crowd, we've come here to support Mo Chara, known as the Kneecap group. And the reason we're here is Mo Chara, today's going to be, tell the truth. They used our platform to call it out. They call out what's happening in Palestine. We show all the other groups that have platforms do something about it and have the balls like Mo Chara and Kneecap are. Also, we're here because this is an attack on free speech. What you're seeing here today is an attack on free speech. Even Section 14 imposed on us. We were here 6 weeks ago at the last gate, and it was perfect. There's no trouble whatsoever. Late on Monday, they served a notice on a Section 14. Restricts us to an area. They put our stage out by the road, and our stage was in there by the wall the last day. We'll carry on. We're organised and we're good to go. So, free speech, I suppose, is the issue, and we have to defend free speech and freedom of protest.
We're here in big numbers for the second time now to show solidarity with hAnnaidh, Mo Chara from Kneecap, who is being brought before the criminal courts in London by the British state. Really over what himself and the band have been doing, which is shining a light on the genocide that has been unfolding before our eyes for nearly 2 years now in Gaza. So we are here in solidarity, we're here in one voice to make it very clear that we will not stand idly by and allow this man and others to be prosecuted without the clear understanding that we do not stand for genocide and that we do not stand for inaction. I think it's not just Keir Starmer, it's Western global leaders. It's those who have and continue to enable a genocide. It's those who, with weak words on one hand, and yet on the other hand, they continue to arm, they continue to provide political cover for Benjamin Netanyahu and his government, who murders on a daily basis, whether that's children, whether that's those seeking food, whether that's journalists, whether that's aid workers, whether that's civilians. I mean, I don't have long enough to go through the list of those who they continue to kill with absolute impunity. So the frustration, the anger, the direction of the protest, I think today and on other days, is very firmly against those people who do have the ability to make a difference, but who choose not to.
Well, I just think what Kneecap did, and people like Bob Villan, came in just at the right time. I think people were feeling really down about what's the genocide that's going on in Gaza, and Kneecap have brought it to the forefront and got young people involved in it, and I think that's really important for the Palestinian people, that they know that they have the mass support of people in this country, which I believe they do, even if though our government are refusing to support the people of Palestine and to stop the genocide.
I think what's happening with Kneecap, especially being like terrorism legislation and things like that, it's just so obvious that there's these like draconian measures being put in place to just silence down free debate and silence down peaceful protest. And I've never actually seen anyone. I mean, we've had like political protest musicians before, but I've never seen anyone getting in trouble for terrorism charges. And it just shows that like a corrupt, broken system. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be a major talking point in history in the future. What I think a problem with the left is working class voices haven't been in the left for a long time. So people have felt a bit disenfranchised and disassociated with their politicians. But if you look at what's going on in this country recently, with people like Mick Lynch from the RMT, a working class voice, or more recently Gary Stevenson. What they need is these people that actually understand them, that are coming out and like doing things. You're not really taught about left-wing politics. You're not really, it's not really pushed out to you. You know what I mean? The papers are just completely against you. There's a couple of things. There's a couple of people that are supposed to be on your side, but obviously I can sort of see through that a little bit. So you have to be semi-autodidactic with it, and so you have to. So I find that most people here have probably gone down the same route. You know, So I don't think it's really an Irish thing or an English thing. It's just like people that have followed and read the same things tend to sort of gel together like that.
Free England! Free England! We're all in the wrong continent.
I mean, we've been coming to the marches for the last couple of years, and you've just seen it grow and grow and grow. And even people who may be sitting on the fence, you're seeing them sort of taking a side, whether that's, populism or not, I don't know. But yeah, it's growing, and that's only a good thing. That can only be a good thing.
We can't get a police officer for a woman's raped. A mate of mine had a knife pulled on him in hAnnaidh the other day. Police said they weren't going to turn up. But if I went and said, there's someone standing here with I support Palestine action, they'll send a whole bloody van load of coppers round. It's farcical what this government's doing. Well, if we keep protesting, mate, it's going to go, we'll overturn it. Because, like I said, they haven't got the police officers to arrest us all, and they certainly haven't got the prison space. And the court cases are backed up by about 4 years. So, I'll be dead by the time they get me to court. So I'm not bothered about it, really.
We spoke at the last protest outside Westminster Magistrates for Liam Óg. What brings you back down to this one?
Well, just the same thing again, show our support. The British government, the state has doubled down on their attacks on Kneecap and Liam Óg, and so we need to double up on our support. And I'd say that it's great to be here today because the British government and state obviously doesn't care how much of a joke it looks around the world. Like this circus going on today. We've seen the palaver where they arrested 500 pensioners in Parliament Square a couple of weeks ago for holding up a piece of cardboard. So there's obviously no limit to the extent of how much they do not care about looking like a fool in the eyes of the world. There's free speech, but it depends what you're saying. If you're saying something that aligns with the government positions, yeah, fair play, you can say what you want. We've seen there's been right-wing rioters out protesting against refugees in the last couple of weeks with signs saying kill them all and stuff. Nothing happens. So it's massive double standards as always. But any people actually protesting what the government are actually doing, are in danger of being treated as terrorists and being sent to prison.
Well, it's just a fucking charade, to be honest. Because it's all about this free speech, but free speech if it works one way. But don't say any shit about what we're doing. But also, it's all folk grabbing. What they're doing is they're just trying to appeal to the biggest populist reaches, and it's just so thinly veiled and just vacuous. It's fucking nonsense, to be honest.
How important is it to come out and show solidarity with someone like Liam Óg Ó hAnnaidh on an event like today?
Well, it's really important because the reason they do this and try and make examples of people like Liam Óg is to frighten people and to silence them, so which is all the credit to the people who've come today. Every person you see at an event like this means that they don't believe what the government is saying and they don't believe the government propaganda, which every single one is a step forward.
This is about humanitarianism. This is about people saying enough is enough. This is about people watching a genocide unfold in front of their eyes and saying very clearly, not in my name. And let's also be very clear, this is not something that happened since October 7th. We have watched an Israeli government authorise illegal settlements. We have watched an Israeli government kill with impunity in breach of both domestic and international law. What we want to see is Israel held to account the way other countries are held to account, and it is that message that I bring to British MPs. It's that message that we in Sinn Féin bring to a British government and bring to other governments.
We saw the reaction to when Ukraine was invaded and the massive support that got. So, I mean, we should have had much more. We should have much more support from the West. I think it gives you a little bit of confidence and that they can see we're getting a bit more support now and it's gaining a bit more traction.
The politicians are still living in this fantasy land where they think that people will forget about this and things will return to normal. Things will never return to normal again, because the established political parties, the established media, with some honourable exceptions, they will never retain their credibility. So I think there's some very new and very interesting times coming.
Thank you everybody for coming up. We appreciate it. Obviously, it's great to see the support out here. We know this story is more than just about me. It's more than Kneecap. This is a story about Palestine and us as a distraction from the real story. We know, unfortunately, this story will end up in the media today while Israel commits genocide at the same time. So everybody, continue to speak about Palestine. Free Palestine. Thank you all for coming. Chucky Ireland.
Keep talking about Palestine, keep calling it a genocide, and that's the real story, and this is just another distraction.
Free! 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 Free!